Look at our pelvic health videos. This is going to be huge. One thing that truckers get is when you're sitting, okay, think of this. Okay, first, when you're golfing and under that golf swing, the bend, turning, twisting, the pressure on that L5 S1 disc is 8 times normal. Okay, so if you were golfing for 8 hours a day and your back was sore, you'd say, duh. Okay, sitting increases the same pressure on that disc 5 times normal. So now it makes sense. But sitting, when you're sitting, you're flattening out, you're opening up. It's called the intervertebral foramen on the back half of where the nerve exits. And so you don't feel that you're doing damage. So we've got to restore the curve while you're sitting. And this is for every office worker, every trucker, every airline pilot, everything. Get something 4 inches in diameter. Okay. And this is going to be a plastic water bottle or rolled up towel. We give non-compressible foam blocks to every patient to turn sitting into therapy. This means every commuter, everybody. And where it goes, the bottom of the roll is the bottom of the elbow. So it's placed this way at the thoracolumbar junction, the junction of the rib cage and low back. And it's placed back there for 20 minutes, take it out for 10 minutes, 20 minutes in, 10 minutes out. The whole time you're sitting. So if you're sitting 5 hours or 8 hours, let's say you're flying across, bam, 20 minutes in, 10 minutes out. If you're watching TV, 20 minutes in, 10 minutes out. The worst thing you can do for your back is to sit in a lazy boy recliner where you're arched backwards, because you're literally reversing those discs. The disc and the lumbar are supposed to be narrow at the back, wide at the front. When you're sitting, those discs flatten out, and that is not good. So that's one. So use that foam piece, rolled up towel, water bottle, whatever you got. Okay, 20 minutes in, 10 minutes out. And don't say why 20 minutes. Okay. Every material on the planet, okay, human tissue, wood, steel, anything, if you put it under a force load, okay, it springs back to its original. That's called an elastic deformation. Human tissue, if you put it under a force load for 18 minutes, that's called a plastic deformation, and then it can maintain that new position. This is why you hear, you only got to exercise 20 minutes a day. Okay, where did they get that 20 minutes? It's from that plastic elastic deformation curve. So you put the human tissue under that force loading, then it maintains that new structure. That's one. The next one, we've got to stabilize the pelvis. So get yourself a trochanter support, because when you're sitting, that butt bone you're sitting on is called the ischial tube, and that can destabilize the pelvis because it's putting a force load under. Then you've got to stretch the calf. So this is why I want you to look at our knee and foot health videos. And so if you're sitting with that foam piece, beautiful, you're stretching your legs and calves, getting a trochanter support to stabilize the pelvis. All of that stuff will make a huge difference. And then talk to your chiropractor. You got to get to a good chiropractor that's going to take an x-ray, identify the problem. And I'm talking from the nose to the toes. So you're looking at the entire structure. Well, actually, the nose to the pelvis. So you're seeing and identifying everything, because your knees may also start to be desiccating out. So there's a leg swinging exercise that you can do when you get out of the truck. There's a twisting exercise that I recommend everybody do, the pilots in particular, when they're on international flights, when they take their break, to do the twisting exercise, because the discs get their nutrients through movement. So that is going to make a huge, huge, huge difference. And then you're going to find out that this disc injury, the L5S1, even though that's the one that you think is the problem, it's not going to be. There's going to be a lateral thoracic deviation, a loss of lumbar curve, loss of cervical curve can lead to a problem. There's so many different the force loading that is going to change that. And then stretching the calf, getting the knees in shape, stabilizing the pelvis. And then you're going to be hunky-dory, brother.